give me a bit more information, guys. What is that one thing you would love to get out of today's session? It would definitely help us to tailor this session to your needs as well. I would love to understand the most practical steps to transition and transfer my current skills into a more flexible career. Faith, you're on point with good work-life balance. Don't we all love that? Don't we all love that? Amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Faith. I love that. Again, be rest assured, we're going to be sharing all those practical steps. No fluffs. This is different from what university will offer you. This is different from anything that you've seen before. So, guys, this is really good. This is really good. City says transitioning into a new career. All right, I love that. I love that. That kind of just took me back into my, I guess, my old life. That's where I was at some point in life as well, where I was wanting to move away from stressful jobs that was killing me. So, City, I'm with you right there. I'm with you right there. Terrific, terrific. Thank you guys for sharing. Honestly, you guys rock. To be very honest, you guys rock because the comment section is blowing my mind with all the amazing information you guys are sharing. So thank you. I believe we're at time 6 or 7 p.m. No, we're just gonna get started if that's okay.
Absolutely. Let's get it.
All right. Thank you all for joining. This is going to be one of the best things ever. Um, Again, I say that because looking at the group chat, it does look like both myself and Noah, we made a very, very great assumption of what you guys would love to achieve. And one of it is you guys are here to learn how to secure a six-figure tech career without working multiple jobs, without needing to code, without being scared of, oh, do I have Australian experience, right? And that's exactly what we're going to show you. So I want to show you how exactly this works. Now, for you to be able to secure that six-figure tech career, you would need to adopt the six-figure skills hack. That's a no-brainer. Guys, you cannot have a career without having the skills. And someone already said in the group chat, they want to understand how they can transfer their skills. Exactly. So you're already thinking in my direction. So if you adopt the six-figure skills hack, where you're going to get clarity, you're going to get skills, and you're going to get hands-on experience. That's going to change everything for you. And this is also going to tell you how you can secure one job that pays you 120K plus per annum. So that's really like minimum of 120K per annum without having to work in multiple jobs, without you guys sacrificing your weekends, without sacrificing your public holidays. I know a lot of you guys currently sacrifice your weekends. How many of you guys need to work weekend shift right now for you to make double, for you to make some money, right? Leave me a yes in the group chat if that's you. I know that because that was me at some point as well. I had to do all of those, work in multiple jobs, etc. So I want to tell you that there is a way. There is an opportunity. Becky says yes. Shama says yes. Exactly. Guys, we're all together. I understand how this works. So I'm guessing that for a lot of you guys, this is probably not the first time you're attending a webinar on career success or how to transition into career. Or this is not the first time you're probably reading a lot of information online about, oh, there's a six-figure opportunity. You're seeing testimonials online. You're seeing immigrants like yourself working in corporate, in jobs they never thought was possible. And if you've been concerned that in this Australia, it is impossible for you to make six figures without working Sunday to Sunday, without working night shift, without sacrificing core family time. Or if you've also had some concerns that it is impossible for you as an immigrant to get a professional job. Guys, let me know. Have you ever been told that it's impossible for you to get a professional job as an immigrant? Let me know. I want to give me a yes. It's okay. If you have all these concerns, it's okay. We're going to guide you. A lot of people say, oh, that's impossible. We don't work professional jobs. Immigrants only work in low-skill jobs, etc. That's okay. That's fine. They're not true. Anyway, so we're going to guide you on how you're going to achieve this. Now, the problem is a lot of people will advise you, which is something that we've seen. A lot of people will advise you that you can only work in certain industries. Why? Because you're a person of color, or because you came to Australia on a student visa, or because you came to Australia on a visa. A lot of people will tell you, oh, you can only work within the health sector, you can only work as a disability support worker, you can only work multiple exhausting jobs. You even need to brag to your friends, hey, I haven't slept in my bed for 7 days now, right? All of those things are not true. We're here to tell you there is a better way. And that's exactly why I know that you guys are in luck. for being in this session today, you're in luck. If it's very simple, right? Again, a lot of us go to universities here and we pay thousands of dollars to get that education. But the truth is, the government or the university do not care. They don't care about you. They don't have your best interest at heart. That's why you'd get that degree, but have absolutely no clue what to do with it. And many of you guys collected your degree and you're like, okay, what else? What else do I need to do? How do I get a job? How do I position myself? A lot of you guys are even scared because you just stay stuck in your job working as a support worker even after you've done that graduation. Graduation or university to immigrants is almost as though it's just a pathway to PR. A lot of us don't know what to do with it. Tell me, let me know. Give me a yes or no if you know exactly what to do with your degree that you've collected from that university. Tell me, yes, I'm not clueless, Tayo, you're wrong, or yes, I'm a little bit clueless. I don't know what to do with it. I just keep working in disability. All I've done, even when I was on a student visa. And what happens is, when you guys don't have support from your university, you apply to jobs. Some of you cook resumes from ChatGPT, but you don't even know what to do with it. Even if they call you, you have absolutely no idea what to say to them. What would then happen is you would give up and get very tired of attending countless interviews. How many of you guys feel like this lady on screen? She's tired. She's attended so many interviews and she's just like, yeah, I'm sick of this thing, right? Like the lady on the screen right now, she's done lots of job applications. She's paid 60K for education, but she's still having to work 3 jobs because no one is saying anything, because no one knows how to, because she doesn't even know how to apply. She doesn't know how to talk to recruiters in a way that she's going to get a job. Now, in the next 90 minutes, I'm going to need all of you guys to give me your attention. Okay, I need you to give me your utmost attention because I have a goal. Both myself and Noah, we have a goal on how to help people who currently feel stuck in their jobs, people who are feeling unfulfilled in their current job, right? And this is to ensure that you can now understand how the 6-figure skills would help you to unlock a career. Guys, so it's extremely important. We're going to show you that 6-figure skills hack framework that has helped not 1, not 2, not 3, but about 238 people so far and counting, guys. Like, that's insane. So again, who are we? My name is Tayo. If you haven't clocked that from my Zoom name, my name is Tayo. I've got Noah on the call, and we consider ourselves your number 1 roadmap. Guys, I want to ask you a question. How many of you guys feel confident when you plug in where you're going to on your GPS? Let me know, yes or no. You're new in Australia, you're going for work, or you're going to school, and you plug the address on your GPS. Does that make you feel more confident that you're not going to miss your roads? Guys, give me a yes. I believe that makes you feel confident. Yes, Kingsley says yes, because you know exactly what happens, right? Okay, assuming you now start to use the map and you get lost, how do you start to feel? When you get lost, maybe GPS says at the roundabout, use the 3rd exit, but then because you're new in Australia, you don't understand what 3rd exit is, you use your 2nd exit. Guys, how does that make you feel? You start to feel agitated. You start to feel scared. But then disappointed, Kingsley says. You start to feel disappointed. But the good thing about a GPS is GPS would always redirect you because it's a GPS, right? It doesn't leave you alone. And that's exactly what we're doing. Who are the people that we've been called to serve? We want to be a GPS to help you get your career, get sorted, get your feet up and running, help you move from jobs that do not value you or jobs that are not paying you your worth, okay? So far, so good. We've been able to coach what? More than 1,000 people. A good number of them now working in 6-figure jobs. You're going to meet them today. So we came with a lot of their success stories, their journey, and so far so good. Like I mentioned, more than 238 of them have successfully transitioned, which is amazing. Guys. Now, I need you to identify yourself in my next showcase. Who exactly is this program for? That's extremely important. What exactly is this program for? What exactly are we looking to support? Who are the people? Look, we're looking for career changes. Someone already said it in the group chat, they want to change their career. Someone already mentioned they want to be able to see how they can transfer their skills. Because the truth is, guys, You may or may not believe this, but you already have enormous skills that's going to help you transition successfully. I'm a witness. I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it as well. I was once like you, clueless, no idea how to use my amazing communication skills to start to make companies give me money. Now, we're looking for immigrants, we're looking for career changers, we're looking for non-coders, we're looking for people who are ready to build 130 plus career or scale in their business. So that's extremely, extremely, extremely important. I want us to keep that in mind. Now, if you're thinking about who this is not for, it's extremely important to know that this is not for people who are just looking to collect certifications or people who are just looking for a miracle, okay? This is not magic. We don't do magic here. You have to put in the work. For you to get a result or for you to be successful at anything, we can all agree that you have to put in the work. So we are not looking to work with people that have got shortcut to success. All right, let's keep going. Now, you want to tell us what the big premise is for today?
Yeah, absolutely. Our big promise is we want to show you how you can turn your everyday skills into a six-figure career. And we're not here to blab. We're going to, like Ty has mentioned, show you exact framework, proof of how we've been able to support people. I saw a comment like, oh, does that mean we have 25% success rate? Absolutely far from it. So people come into our world for different reasons. There are people that come into our world, they learn the skills, they use it to build their business. There are people that have used to get other type of job. There are people that just want to upskill. There are different pathways, all right? We're just talking about overall the people that we've been able to support over the years. Now, how are we going to help you turn your everyday skills into a six-figure opportunity without having prior degree in tech? Like there's so many people that feel like, oh, I don't have tech degree. Is this gonna be possible? Or I don't have tech experience. Is this true? We're going to show you exactly how you can achieve that. But, but you have to be on this webinar to the end because we're going to be showing you some secret tools that will help you optimize your application. That's for free. Like if you're applying today and you're not getting any outcome or traction, we're going to be sharing the actual tools that can help you secure more interview, right? But you've got to be watching to the end to be able to get that for free. Yeah. Now, I want you to close out all distraction. We live in a world where you can be easily distracted. And genuinely, we've had people join this session and literally change their life. So this is something that we're going to be sharing some secret that is not, you can't find anywhere, basically, right? The things that will change your life. So we want you to really be focused in this session. Please, I'm not making baseless assumption here, right? Please turn on distraction, log off social media and focus. Give us that 2 hours and we'll be able to help you share information and share the right strategy that can change your life.
Yeah.
How did all of this start? It's important we took you back to the origin story. Tayo is
Yeah.
going to share the journey of how she transitioned.
Absolutely. Guys, the reason I can relate to a lot of you guys is because while I might not know all your story, I have been there as well. I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone on this call that's got
Yeah.
a similar story to me. That one I'm very certain of. But I want to take you guys I want to take you back. I want to take you a step back and show you and give you a little bit of an insight into what my journey has looked like moving into Australia. So that was me quite literally on my way to Australia for the first time. And I don't know about you guys, but I was one of those young girls that just came to the country to have fun, to be quite honest. I had no idea, I had no real goals or real thing that I wanted to achieve. I just wanted to go abroad. I just wanted to travel. Now, I came into Australia. I was studying like every other person. And if you know anything about student visa, you've got restrictions. Now, for me, I didn't even realize you could work in Australia. So I was just flexing, collecting daddy's money and, living on mommy and daddy's payroll. And that was it. Life was good until everything changed. Now, everything changed to the point where all the savings that my parents had raked together to sponsor my 2 year education started to drain because there was inflation and we couldn't sustain all of our plans went down the drain. There wasn't enough money. Now I was being paid my rent, everything was being paid by my parents, but we couldn't do that anymore. Guys, that was crazy. So for me, I then started to ask questions. Okay, guys, there's going to be some way people make money in this country. Like, how can I make money? I was like, okay, can I get into teaching, or can I get some customer service support role? Like, can I just do something to make money? And the response that I got was shocking. Everyone would say, what do you mean, Tayo? I'm sorry, like, what do you mean teaching job? What do you mean customer support roles? We don't do that in this country. I was like, what do you mean we don't do that in this country? Well, you're gonna have to work in the aged care, or you have to work in disability. And I went to my good old friend Google, typed online and be like, hey, what's aged care, what's disability? For the first time ever, I checked it, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, it was shocking, especially because I did not have that. I never knew I was going to work in this country. Okay. So, but because my situation changed, I had to. And what a lot of people were telling me was it's impossible for you to even desire or have the dream to work in corporate. Guys, that was insane. Guys, have you ever heard that before? Like, has anyone ever told you that, hey, it's impossible? I know a lot of people mentioned in the group chat earlier on that, yes, like you've been told, you can only work within the disability sector or the aged care or the youth work, whatnot. That's exactly what I did. And now, guys, of course, because I had a lot of bills to pay, I had to get a job. And if you look at this picture very, very closely, you would see that those are two different uniforms, meaning I had more than one job. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure I had three. I just had to get all the jobs that was available. I even worked in Westfield. For some of you guys that know Westfield, I used to work in the food court. I did every single thing. Why? Because I needed to make money. And yeah, it was excusable because I was on a student visa. Anyway, it was okay. But the truth is, there are people on a student visa that didn't even have to go that route, and that's the truth. Whether you believe it or not, there are people that came into this country on a student visa and they still got a really, really great job within what they were studying, which makes sense because then you can build the skill. Now, because that was I started to think like this is not sustainable for me. This is very hard. Having to work two jobs, having to work back to back. I decided I was going to delve into catering. Delved into catering as well. Is there anybody in the house that cooks? Like anyone does catering in the house, or knows anyone that is into catering? If you know anything about catering, you know it is freaking stressful. It's a stressful endeavor. You cannot do it by yourself. I even almost got kicked out of my house because the landlord said, "Oh, hey, you turned my house into an industrial kitchen." But I needed to make money, right? I've always felt like there was something there was more for me. There was a lot of things that I need to do more than just working within the disability sector. To be honest, there's nothing wrong with it. Like if you love it, so be it. But for me, I just felt like there was so much more that I could do. Now, doing all of these things meant I was running on zero sleep. Imagine doing catering, imagine working multiple jobs. And if you take a look at this chart, guys, I really want you guys to take close attention to this chart. Now, this chart says, can you tell that I haven't had an 8 hour sleep in 3 days? How many of you guys are currently on sleep debt? Tell me, in the last 3 to 4 days, how many hours of sleep have you gotten? I want to know. Tell me, guys, in the group chat, because that was me bragging and saying, can you tell that I haven't had 8 hour sleep in 3 days? I used to say that a lot because that was my reality. I would work back to back, and sometimes I would even forget that I had to sleep. I would post it everywhere. Oh, look at me running on 1 hour sleep and still like basking. I was bragging about all of these things. And exactly, this was another day where I was telling my friend at the time, like, look how tired I was. And, this person was telling me, hey, Taya, you look tired. But look at my reply. Guys, look at my reply. I said, yeah, I am, but it's not exactly a problem. The truth is, you could be living in shackles and not even realize that you're in shackles. And that's the truth. How many of you guys currently feel so tired working? You feel so tired, but it has become a part of you that it doesn't feel like it's a big deal. But the truth is, you're killing yourself. At least for me, I knew that I was killing myself, but I actually didn't know that too until someone told me. Now, if you look at my trip and you look at my journey, having to work multiple jobs, having to do catering, I delved into a lot of stuff. I got an opportunity. Again, this is why you guys are so lucky, because for me, it took me ages. It took me years before someone would even say, Taya, come on. You've got skills that organizations are paying for. You got skills that companies will literally give you money. I was working back to back. I would fall asleep. Guys, have you ever fallen asleep coming back from work? Guys, tell me. I need responses in the group chat. Have you ever fallen asleep? I would fall asleep while driving, and I'll literally be telling God, if you save me today, I'm not gonna do double shift tomorrow, even though I know I will still do it. But you would be so tired. I was so tired and so fatigued to the point where I'm just looking at, gosh, I don't know, am I gonna die on the road sometime? Like, because this is insane. I had to call the agency and said, please don't send me to, because I was working with an agency at the time. I said, please don't send me to this house again. I nearly died. Like, that's crazy. Now, I was very lucky after I had spent so much time doing all this crazy work. I was very lucky to have a really amazing man in my life that then said to me, looked at all the things. Okay, for you to be a caterer, that you need to be someone who has got attention to details, or you need to be someone who is very, very organized. You need to be someone who has got that ability to bring things together and make sure idea can move from idea to execution. And I said, well, I love cooking. I don't see how companies are going to be paying six figures for that. Then it broke it down to me and said, okay, for example, when someone comes to you and says, hey, Taya, we've got a wedding, what do you say to them? I say, well, I ask them questions. Who are the people that are going to come to that event? What sort of food do you want? And how do you want us to plan it? Is it a big all? How many people? It said, exactly. Your ability to not just say, okay, yes, I've been a caterer, you're just going to cook for them. That's exactly what companies are paying for. And if you would learn exactly the technical ropes of things, you already have the soft skills that you can transfer. And I was like, okay. So you mean companies are going to pay me six figures for having great communication skills? They're going to pay me six figures for being a personable person? All right. I still didn't believe it. So I know a lot of you guys will be on this going to be like, yeah, what does she mean? Communication skills. That's too simple. That's too simple. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. I had to learn and put in the work, guys. My journey is my journey was so tough and very long because I had to do a lot of self-coaching, I had to do a lot of training, I had to do a lot of mentoring. I had to move from like getting materials in Australia. There wasn't a lot of opportunities back in the day to even decide you want to delve into the tech space. So a lot of stuff I had to DIY. I had to study, and that was tough, which is why I know exactly what it is when you're doing or going on this journey without support. And just looking at what that looks like, and I want you to think about this for a minute. Yes, I was actually making money, but I was making money at the detriment of everything. I was rich. I had money, but I was poor in everything. I was poor in time. I was poor in sleep. I was thinking about a life where I had children. I don't want to be a mom that goes to work 7 to 3 and 3 to 11 and just a mom that provides money and food to my children. I didn't want to be that mom. So I had to make a decision. I had to change my life. And that's what brought me from working within the disability sector to deciding and say, okay, what sector is going to give me that fulfilled life? The answer at that time was tech and still is. And that's why I want to share exactly what my journey looked like. And that, look at me, one of my uniforms. I was working in aged care at that point in time. And if you ever worked in aged care, you know it's no joke. Aged care is insane. I was working in the dementia ward. So that's crazy. That's all around crazy, a different type of crazy that you probably don't know idea. But trust me, I learned a lot of stuff. I learned a lot of things that I've taken. I currently work in the bank right now as a senior business analyst. And that's me with the former Minister of Home Affairs, guys. You don't stay with people like this if you don't know what you're doing. You guys can Google her. Karen Andrews. You can check out on Google. We can't make these things up for sure. And that was me again, just a couple of months ago, where I was nominated as an emerging leader at work. Look, I work in a company with more than 2,000 people, and I'm the only Black girl in there. I want to change that. Like, that's crazy. A lot of Africans know exactly what they're doing, but a lot of you guys don't have the opportunity. Now, I want you guys to start to imagine. Imagine you get an opportunity to work, earn more than 100K without having to work multiple jobs. Like, guys, tell me, do you think that would make things better for you? Can you see a life where you don't have to work 2 to 3 jobs for you to bring home 100K? Guys, can tell me, say yes or no. Can you see a life? Do you think that would make things better for you? Because that's exactly how my life turned around. And by the way, I had a lot more than 100K. I even had a lot more than 140K, guys. So that there's no capping in there. There's no joke. I had more than 150K, by the way, as well. So this is not bragging. This is just reality of things that are possible. And I am one of the lucky ones because I get to work from home. It's September and I've only gone to the office once this year. now, all of these things don't just happen if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Like I mentioned, it's really, really possible. So I need you to start to imagine a life where you know how people like myself move from no code background or tech background to now working in roles where I feel very respected, a role that gives me where I'm working less time with more freedom. Guys, can you see how things are already? Can you see how things would already be better for you? So I need you to congratulate yourself if you haven't. That hey, I am very lucky to be in this meeting today because both myself and Noah, we're going to be introducing you to two secrets. Guys, there's no flaws. This is exactly what I did. This is exactly what my journey looked like. This is exactly, even a lot better, refined to make your life easy. You can see Noah smiling over there because I went through trenches, okay? I went through all I was the, what do they call it? The scapegoat. So I'm your scapegoat so you would have a seamless journey. Now, Noah's going to talk us through the secret on exactly what you need to do and what's going to help you to be able to move ahead and move yourself into that other life, which we call the extraordinary life. Okay, when you're ready, Noah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tyra. It's been a journey. Now we're gonna dive into the two secrets. Basically, once you learn this, you can't unhear it, you can't unsee it. It's a mental shift. That's how I think about it, right? So as I was having a conversation with Tyra, many years ago, and I was having a chat with her, I'm like, hey, do you know that with your everyday skills like communication, documentation, you organize things, you talk to people, you manage stakeholders, right? Organizations can pay you six figures. She was like, you're kidding, right? That was so funny. It was funny until it wasn't, right? So that's why I'm going to be showing you exactly. We're going to be working together today. So I would want us to engage. We're about to get practical now. So please get excited, lock in, and let's do this together. The second one is how to secure a no-code tech job, right? Or even we've seen so many people go on and get jobs that are not tech jobs, but are professional jobs, and they are loving it. They have the flexibility. It's about the new identity, right? So we're gonna show you how you can get this job without spending another 2 years, trying to get another degree or spending so much on another training or certification. That is exactly the two key things that we're going to be sharing today. So let's start, right? Now, I hope that you can see why you need to stay to the end because hey, if you miss it, if you snooze, you lose, right? So, but before I get into it, let me show you Omar. Tyra has just shared that journey with you, but it's important for you to know that 240 plus and counting lives have been transformed in an unimaginable way. If you think about 240 plus people in a room, right, it has to be a big room. So for you to appreciate the amount of work we've done over the years to be able to make this a reality for so many people, meet Omar. Omar is a registered nurse. I say is because they still want to maintain their license. That's how it is, right? But she was burnt out doing bedside nursing, and we had this documented on our podcast, where she discussed extensively. Like that job was, she loved it for a while until she didn't like it anymore, and she wanted something different because she wanted to tap into her other hobbies, make more money, do other things that really fit into the kind of lifestyle that she wanted, right? Very quickly, just to give you what is possible. This is our offer letter. This is our message. We won't go into reading it. Just want to show you that this is definitely possible. From registered nurse to technical business analyst today, right? We're very proud of her. But I want you to quickly think about what she said. If you can zoom in and just read this very quickly. Say thank you so much. It feels surreal. Everything that has happened so quickly. Still haven't found the right word, but thank you to God Almighty and to Sync Skills. Indeed, is faithful. It's incredible. Now, many people are already like following the success playbook and are getting amazing results. Every single week now at Think Skills, we get success story, which is stuff of dreams, when we started, right? But the key thing we want to talk about is how can you then turn that your everyday skill, as we've said, your skills like communication, right? We all communicate, we've got mouth, right? So I know all of us, we can communicate. Good news, good news. And many of us, we've even done IELTS, done speaking, writing, listening. Do you practice it as such is another thing, but we've all got communication skills. Now, communication skills is relative. The way I communicate is different from the way Tayo communicates. There are things and aspects of our communication we can definitely improve. But just not to bore you in the details, these are really transferable skills that you can transfer into any industry, really. And that's why we're saying this is not just about business analysis, project management, or tech roles. If you know how to reposition these soft skills, which is so important, like 67% of hiring managers will hire for soft skills than technical skills, because you can always learn technical skills in any industry, right? So if you know that fact, you will know. And I'm going to show you more details. So everyone, is fair to say, I've got transferable skills: communication, problem solving, leadership, teamwork, adaptability, time management. You came to this call on time, right? You prioritized to come to this call to change your life, right? Problem solving. You all solve problem in your daily life. You communicate with people. You work with a team, with your family, with your friends, your colleagues at work. So it is satisfying that you all have these skills in various capacity. Now, what does this thing, why is it important to take stock of all these skills? So that you know the ones you need to develop a bit more, right? So when you know, these are my transferable skills, which one do I need to start to harness a bit more? Which one are a bit of my weakness? And I need, some people are, we ask our student, hey, which ones are your weak point? Oh, time management. Oh, data, like, you need to be aware. Self-awareness is very important. Excuse me. Self-awareness is very important. So when you're aware, you can then improve those ones and bring it to the right level, and it opens opportunity for you. So first step, you've got to audit your soft skills or your transferable skills. Now, what does that mean? Why is that important? So if we check seek.com.au and we choose a typical role, like a business analyst role, for example, and we can all do that together now, right? We go on Seek, so you don't say, oh, Noah is giving me a static data. This is Seek, I'm just loading it, and we say business analyst, right? By the way, see how many opportunities are here. Some people will say, well, there are not jobs and, this and that. We have thousands of jobs, but for the right people that have skills. Excuse me, devil is a liar. Anyway, so basically, we can see the amount of, just for one role. If I go and I type project manager, for example, you will see even more opportunity. You can see 16,000 plus jobs. You need only one job. By the way, all of us in this room, 62 at the moment, if we have the right skills, we can all get two jobs, three jobs, four jobs, right? And it will still not be it will still not exhaust it. So for you to know that there are a lot of opportunity, but only when you have the right skills. Now, if we check business analyst, for example, going back to our presentation, the typical role that you need, the skills that you need to be able to get these roles are more of the transferable skills, right? What are the transferable skills? You can see here, I've pointed out, engaging with stakeholders, facilitating and participating in workshops, Workshops are like meetings. Many of you have probably attended workshop. This can be like a workshop as well, right? Documenting business processes. How many of us can document? Many of us. We can develop it, obviously. How many of us have done some planning, some monitoring, some reporting? Absolutely. We've done some documentation. We're educated people. And that is the important thing for us, right? How many of you have clarified something that was confusing before, right? See, those are the things that organizations are trying to hire for. So you don't say, oh, no, I just use AI and doctor the slide, right? This is a live job. Business analyst. Yeah? You can see, I just loaded it. See this one, for example. Take note, see the salary, by the way, 130,000, 160,000. Fantastic opportunity, right? What are they looking for actually? They want business need, you need to visualize business need, goals, objective, blah, blah, blah. Just what I said. They want someone that can document, right? Document again. Supporting. You can see conducting vendor analysis, like it's a meeting, collaborating, communication. All of these things are very important. So I just wanted to emphasize to you that these are the skills that employers are paying for. And we've just done this this action, right? We've gone on Seek, you've checked how many jobs. A lot of opportunities are there. And I want to give you a quick fact as well. Do you know that even as at 2022 or 2023, only 3% of Africans were working in tech? I say were because we've gone a long way to change that situation. Since Qs alone, we've had hundreds of success stories. So we've increased that number, obviously. And most of us have been African, right? But at that time, just 3% of Africans are participating in the tech sector. But the key thing is that many of us Africans were educated. We have BSc minimum. We have masters. Some of us even have PhD. We've supported them, so we know, right? So it wasn't a good start. It wasn't a start that I was proud of. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to do something, right? So how many of you, first of all, because shifting your belief is the foundation for any transformation. If I tell you you can change your life in 3 to 6 months, if you don't believe that your life can be changed, there's nothing I can do. So how many of you believe that you already have some skills based on this exercise we've just done now, that you have some skills that, yeah, I've seen that this company pay 130,000 minimum, right? I shouldn't say minimum, but they pay 130,000, right? Plus, and I've seen that, oh, they're asking for soft skills. There's a lot of soft skills in there. How many of you believe you can learn the required skills to complement your transferable skills and change your life? Let me see. Yes. No. Yeah, Anthony, lovely. Yeah, who else? Yes, Tilly. Yeah, Ebuka, lovely. I have people here. You guys are fantastic. Ruben, amazing. Kingsley, this is what gives me energy to share even more, right? So I want you to look at these are our people like you. Over the years, we've been, helping. These are the people that believed and joined us, right? Like this is just a snapshot of some of them that have joined us over the years to go on that journey. But somebody may be here and they're like, oh, is it just tech job? Oh, is it just this? I want to show you one of our success story, Pilot, right? So Pilot came into our ward. He was a pharmacist, and he was so tired of that job because if you know pharmacists, they stand a lot. They stand for like the entire shift they do. And it became an health issue for him. He had to do some surgery because he had a varicose vein and all of that at some point. He didn't want that situation anymore in his life. He came into our world. He was so nervous, like, can I do it? No, I'm not sure I can. I've only done pharmacy all my life from Nigeria to Dubai and now Australia. Is this even possible? I told him, hey, it's not about becoming, it's not about tech, it's about shifting your identity, it's about changing your life, learning the skills that will change your life. I want you to look at this. This is is a public review, by the way, right? He sent it to us, right? He got, after finishing the program, he took a break a bit because he had some situation, as I mentioned, health situation, and then got back into it. He got 3 job offers. This is not my writing. You can verify it on Google. This is Google review. 3 job. How many of you have gotten 3 job offers in Australia before? It is insane, right? 3 job offer, applying the things that we're about to share with you. So when I say that you would definitely change your life when you know the things that we're going to talk about today, I am not saying it lightly. I'm saying with all conviction. And in fact, I don't know many people in Australia that can tell you categorically, like myself and my team can tell you. I'm telling you for a fact, right? We've looked at the job, we've seen the opportunity. You only need one offer to change your life. One offer, right? And that's very important. So step 2, you want to audit your experience. Many people have done some things back home or their host country. I speak to people, they're like, Noah, I was an accountant, I was a banker, I was working in an organization, I was a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, I'm a food scientist, like name it. I'm a business owner. Now I've come to Australia and you know now the system. Now I'm doing support, I'm doing HK, I'm doing factory, I'm driving Uber, I want a change in my life. And these are the stories that move us to want to help people change their life. So we have good news for you that these skills, this experience are not wasted. Now, I know there are challenges which we'll talk about where, they don't recognize your overseas experience. There's so many challenges there, but we will show you a system of how you can convert those experiences into meaningful outcomes here in Australia as well. So whether you've done disability support work all through your stay here in Australia, or you've done youth work, or you've done customer service, or you've done accounting, whatever, right? Whatever you've done overseas or here in Australia, and you are struggling, we would help you map out that. But for your own sake, you need to audit your experience. What experience is relevant, and how can you reposition that opportunity for what employer want to hire you for here, right? The next thing is, hey, if you've ever done something, even as simple as applying for a visa, work with a team, solve a problem on a job, led initiative, all those experiences are important as well. We'll tell you how that will translate. The third point of what you want to do is you want to identify your gaps. Now, there are so many people that say, oh, Noah, what if I just do entry-level jobs and all? I say, how is that going for you? You've been trying entry-level job. How's that going for you? People don't know some fact. Employers are not looking for entry level. Entry level is like you're begging for a job. You're begging, like, I want to get into the, and there's danger in there. There's danger. There's competition when you're looking for entry level jobs. I will talk about that. I always say it, competition is at the highest, at the bottom. The masses, right? We are plenty. So entry level job, you're fighting with new graduates, you're fighting with, people, high school, everybody that is like feeling all those imposter or inadequate, they always want entry level. So everybody shoots for entry level. And if you look at an organization have majority of the roles as experience role and just a few as entry level and intern. So imagine the crowd fighting for some space, 1, 2, 3. There's no serious company that is running on majority entry level roles. So even if you think about it from that lens, it doesn't make sense that we are all fighting for that. So very quickly, you need to identify your gaps and fill it. These are some of the people that have gone through our system as well. Real people, real chat, right? How many organizations can you see even sending you WhatsApp screenshot, having personalized conversation with you? That's because we care, right? These are more people and we'll go. The second secret very quickly is that, hey, you don't need to go and learn those technical stuff. We'll show you how you can secure this job we're talking about without starting over. Sadly, some people are doing university right now. I spoke to somebody, I need to go and do another master's because now I understand maybe your visa. And in that case, okay, I get it. But if your goal is you want to get a job, you want to kickstart your career, you want to feel like you're optimizing your skills, right? You're shifting your network from working in a low skill survivor type of job into CBD. You're going to CBD and you're networking with high value people trying to change the world. Your quality of your thinking would shift. The thinking, when your thinking shifts, your horizon shifts, your life changes. If you're spending time with entrepreneurs, startup founders, your colleagues trying to solve problems in the world, the way you start to think is different from when you're going to survivor jobs, where it's about survivorship, right? Whatever that means. But the point here is we want to take you away from just surviving to thriving. That is our mission. I don't want you to study 2 years again, to land your dream job. Many of you have done it, it's not working. But very quickly, university, right? I did a quick research and I was a victim of this as well. So if you want to get a master's job, a job, business analyst job, for example, some people may go the master's route, right? And look at the average fees, 50,000 plus, 7,000 plus. You do 16 units, and this is the average price of one, $4,238 just for one. I've paid it as well, so I know. But I paid it under different circumstance, aka visa, right? So I know the system. You can see the cost guide here, right? See the amount. So if you are trying to get it, if your goal is to change your career and get a job, university is not the way. How do I know? If you listen to ABC Radio Brisbane, literally they have a podcast on this, right? Say is that not obvious? If we do a survey of this room now, most people will say I have BSc and all of it, but I'm still not feeling confident that I can solve problems for an employer. That is the reality. University degree is dying. Literally. Every day I fight in my head. I'm not sure I want my little one to actually go to university per se. It's not really the goal anymore. Right? So university degree is dying. They are not upskilling people for the real job. It is theory, it is reference. I don't know any one of you that have worked professionally before. And on the job, in your different roles, you are solving problem on the job and they are saying cite where your reference came from. Did you do 500,000 words? Did you do 5,000 words? Quote this, whatever, literature review, all those things we did, right? That is a disconnect from what the industry wants you to do. Is organization want you to solve problems of them, real problems. Nothing, in fact, it's fine to copy in the business world, but in school, you can't copy it. It's a different environment, right? So, not to labor the point, it's obvious that many people have acquired degrees but clueless on what to do with it. Meet BB. BB dabbled and, engaged us for a while, and we got to know her. She was like, oh yeah, I just completed my MBIS, but I have no clue on what to do next. And she was actually sad or scared of actually exploring some mighty role because she didn't have the confidence, low on confidence, right? She applied to jobs, cricket, right? She wasn't sure about her knowledge. After a while, she enrolled in our program, developed the skills, and it is just amazing that we can take somebody from that state of confusion, low confidence, feeling like I don't even know why I even went to study this program and what value is provided. I don't know how to do the job. To I am confident I can solve any problem to getting job offer. Now I want you to think about it. Look at this comment and think about this comment. Thank you, Tayo. I don't know how to express my gratitude. God bless you for all you. 1 month, 6 months after school, I only needed 6 months with Sync Skills to organize my life, my experience, and land my first offer. She works now, South Australia. Can you imagine that? So when I say university degree is dead, I know what I'm saying, right? I work with people every single day. How many of you have faced these issues before? Very quickly. You apply to job and they're like, oh, your visa, even though you have working right, but they're like, oh, your visa, you can't qualify for this job, right? Let me see, yes or no in the chat, please. You applied, or they're like, oh, your visa, you can't apply to this job. It's only for PR. Yeah, Kingsley, yes, right? How many of you have network of people that, oh, I can just say, oh, Ty, I'm out of job now. I'm looking for a new opportunity. And tomorrow they're going to say, hey, Noah, come and interview in this company. You have a deep network. How many of you have a deep network of people? All right? How many of you have ever faced issue with, oh, your qualifications or your whatever for yeah, your qualification is not relevant. That's the reality. I'm telling you the reality of some of the people that we support, right? How many of you have faced issue with, I don't have local experience. They say I don't have local experience. I can't get that job. I can't get an interview. I want yes, please. I want everyone, please. Tell me. Engage me, please. Right? Engage me. Put a ring. Yep. Yes. Okay, great. Right? So that is real. How many of you have faced discrimination before? This is not obvious, but so many people faced. I was talking to somebody last week. I was like, oh, is it true that is a white person actually? Like, is it true that employer will post some jobs and once they see some names, they just say no. I faced discrimination before. All right? Oh, Ebuka CVP was my classmate. You see, we are not putting robots, right? Real people. Okay, discrimination is a real thing. If you think that government are here to support you, that is a joke, right? In your career, government are not there to support you. Systemic racism and aggression is real, right? All of these things are issues that prevent you from getting some opportunity. Now, how do we help you navigate this issue? Very quickly, we'll go here, we'll talk about how you need to upskill. There's some things to close the gap. Remember how we did the audit of your skills, audit of your experience, identifying the gap. You need to close the gap, upskill. And one big thing I want to mention is that for us, where we also are at fault is not recognizing that we are now in a different climate. Now, there are some things that are not relevant from how we do things in Africa, for example, or Asia or whatever, right? And we bring it to Australia and want to apply the same way to get an opportunity here. It disqualifies us immediately. A typical example is sometimes we are coaching some people in interview process, and they're like, oh, so yeah, in my company in InterSwitch in Nigeria, so I worked on this project where I delivered fantastic results as a PM and all of that. Now you're saying InterSwitch, they don't know what InterSwitch is. I'm sure some people on this call will be like, what is InterSwitch? Like, what is that about? So the way we interview, the way we do things there's actually a disconnect there. And those are some of the subtle things that block us from opportunity. Rather than say, hey, so I work with this company, Interzo is a financial technology company where they build digital product for banks, and you've given context, and then they understand, oh, okay, we're going to talk about how we coach people as we go. But I'm just giving you a sneak peek on some of the issues that we face, that we've caused for ourselves. But we will never know because, again, you can't evaluate yourself. You need a coach, right? So you need to build capacity in high skill roles. We're going to talk about that. You need to be culturally aware, understand where you are now and what makes you attractive here. If you don't do that, you're going to miss out, right? Network. How do you network? Right? Do you have a network of people? Right? Coaching and mentorship is very important. Even the Bible says that people that seek wise advisor cannot fail. You don't know what you don't know at the end of the day. You don't know. That is the truth. So what are the things you need to do? You need to learn, for us, you need to learn the frameworks, you need to learn the tools, the techniques, the skills, the concept around some high skill roles like business analyst, scrum master, right, product owner, change manager, software tester. All of these roles may sound gibberish, but what it's about is we want to give you a stack of skill set that are high growth. I showed you on Seek earlier. Business analyst, for example, 8,000 plus job. Project manager, you saw it, 16,000 plus job. Those are jobs that they are opportunities. And imagine our approach is we're not just saying, hey, come and learn business analyst. So what other people will do, like, oh, learn business analyst. They'll go technical on this alone. But they forget that, oh, a business analyst also needs to have a bit of Scrum Master skills. They need to understand product management as well. They need to also be able to self-project manage and manage their team at times. So our own approach is, hey, you've got to learn a stack of skill set. There are underlying skills that applies to all of these roles. We focus on you learning those underlying skills plus AI. It gives you an advantage that cannot be disputed, right? So very important, right? Can you guys see my slide still? Please let me get a yes, please. Can you see my slide?
Your slide is up now.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you. Right? So you get all these 5-in-1 skill set, 5-in-1 or more. And that's why, because this skill set applies to a lot of roles. I'm not talking specialized roles like surgeon, doctor, right? But other roles, if you want to be an accountant, finance, you just apply some of these skills. They also still give you an advantage. These are a lot more people that have gone through our program, right? And are success stories. Hey. Right? So very quickly, we're going to get into showing you a bit more. This is Pius, for example. Pius came into our world, worked some different roles. He was tired of endless cycle working shift, and he wanted a change, right? He came to Australia to be more. He's already a citizen by that time. Like, I've done everything. I want something more flexible, something I can use my skill set, right? And today, he works with South Australian Police. What are we saying? Many people do things wrong. And that's also part of what is hindering their growth today. So they learn technical skills, and they say, oh, I want to become a cybersecurity expert. I want to become a data analyst. I want to become a software developer, right? They want to become all of these roles. And these roles are not roles where you can just, scratch the surface and say, oh, in 3 months, I'll just have all the experience. Right? Because you build experience is so important. We'll talk about what experience truly makes, why it makes a difference. These roles, you need to be technical. You need to have made mistakes, solved problems, seen different projects for the longest time to be able to have variety of things and approach of solving problems. They are not entry level roles. And if you're somebody that you still want to do your shift, you still want to, take care of your family and be there, you don't want to do learning every single day and be obsessed. You're not a full-time learner. You're not like trying to start school. This, in my opinion, are not the roles for you to be targeting at this point. So for us, we say you don't need to learn how to code, right? And we don't want you to target entry level roles. They pay you less, competition is even higher. And right now, AI is so good that it's already replacing many entry level roles. So even makes it harder. This is another person, Takunda. Takunda is from Zimbabwe. I met him in the gym. Again, working multiple jobs as a support worker. But guess what? Takunda was a software developer back home. He struggled to get a job here, obviously. And yeah, he was doing what everybody else told him to do, support work. Right? He was tired. He knew he wanted to be more. He was going to expect another child. So he was wanting a more flexible approach. I had the chat with him. I'm like, hey, you can change your situation. Eventually, he enrolled, right? And it's just incredible. I want you to think about this message. He sent this message and said, I'm deeply grateful for all the effort that the team have put into helping me change the course of my life. When I say, yeah, you can change your life, say, I'm not joking. Hey, because of your support, I can now dedicate my weekend fully to my family, free from stress of weekend shift. It means more to me than words can express. When somebody says that to you, it's deep, right? That's Takunda, one of many. But let me ask you a question. Like, how many of you believe that you need multiple jobs? Even based on everything that we've said so far, you still need multiple jobs to make 6 figures in Australia today. How many of you, or you have new belief now, like, okay, there's an opportunity, right? Think about it. You don't. Because of time, you don't. This is more offers. There's no space to fit in all our offers, obviously, on a slide, right? So let me show you something that will shock you, right? Now, Tayo is going to talk about this because she went through this for many years, right? And we did a calculation. So today, an average worker, Tayo, at the time, tell us your experience.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So it's quite stressful. Most of you guys probably already know this calculation, but this is based on real life experience, and I appreciate I might not reflect your current situation, but I'm pretty sure it's close. It's a little bit close. Now, an average worker in Australia. So let's use disability support worker as an example. Assuming you're working full time, right? You're working all the hours, so 40 hours per week. Typically, you're sitting within 2,500 per fortnight. That keeps you within the bracket of 60 to 75K per annum. Averagely, you do that for 40 hours, yada, yada, yada. And at the end of the day, you get 2,500, which sometimes some people don't even make up to that. This is just a case study, right? In my case, this was kind of like where I was. But of course, that wasn't enough. So $2,500 per fortnight was not enough money, especially because I was paying school fees. I was doing a lot of stuff. So that meant I had to work double the hours, which is what most people have to do in the country anyway. You have to work 2 to 3 jobs for you to be able to add those 60K per annum that they're going to pay you. So typically you work double the hours. If you're lucky, if you have the strength, if you're very crazy and insane, like I was at some point in my life, you're working back to back, working every day. Sometimes, again, if you're working in a state where they're really short. I was working with an agency. So with agencies, there was always work to do. So if you're ready to work 3 times in a day, the work was available. And that's why I was falling asleep because I was working like a crazy person. Now, typically what happens is I would sacrifice all my weekends, nights, work double shift, work all the public holidays. Guys, how many of you guys would be sad if you didn't get public holiday rates. Like on Christmas Day, if you weren't working, you'd be sad. Give me a yes in the group chat. At least that was me. I used to be very sad. Yeah, Ebuka says yes. Yeah, you're just gonna be sad because like, what are you going to be doing at home? Who cares? It's Christmas Day. Kingsley says I'll be mad. That would be me. I'll be looking at my phone like, hey, are you guys gonna call me for freaking Christmas break or what? What does that look like? So, like that was the life. Like that was the life. We all knew. Again, not everybody have the ability to do that. It's unrealistic. If you're a mom, you know that's crazy. You can't do that. If you're a parent, you know that's crazy as well because you got children. You got all these things that you have to do. Now, let's look at the table, right? On an average, on the left-hand side, you're working normal hours, you're sitting within 60 to 75K. Now, if you want to work double the hours, for you to try and hit the 120K, which a lot of people struggle significantly to hit, it's crazy. You can do that. But let me show you something very mind-blowing, okay? Now, this is where it all started to make sense in my mind. It started to drive me crazy. The mind-blowing part is a high-skilled worker, as an example. Now, this is not even limited to tech, but let's assume we're talking about tech workers, right? As a high-skilled worker, you're working the same hours, even sometimes less. To be honest, I work in the bank as a senior business analyst, and I don't get paid based on the time that I spent on the job. No one cares if Tayo clocks in at 7 or finishes at 10. No one cares. No one really cares about that. What they care about is the value that I deliver. And value can be delivered in what, 5 minutes in a day, or 10, or sometimes 5 hours. It depends. So no one's really looking at Tayo. Okay, if I started to work today and I say, hey, I need to pick my son up in childcare today, I'm unable to work. No one's going to say, okay, so sorry, Tayo, you only work 3 hours. We're going to pay you 3 hours, which was what I was doing, which was what was happening to me in care. You get paid based on the time that you spend on the job. So if something happens, if you have a family emergency, they cut it. 7 to 10 is what Tolu did. We pay her for 3 hours. Whereas if you're a high-skilled worker, no one's paying you per hour. They're paying you based on the value that you deliver. Now, look at the mind-blowing part, right? So as a high-skilled worker, working the same 40 hours, you have an opportunity to make upwards of 4,437. And I have the specific figure here because one of our students currently makes that. Now, before we even go to the, look at it, that's the same or even less. Let's even assume it's the same as someone who is quite literally killing themselves, working 80 hours per week would earn. And again, those are extremely crazy people. Let's even forget about the money. Think about all the emotional torture. Think about the cost of freedom. Like I said to you, I had money in my bank account, but I was poor in everything. I was poor in time. I was poor in flexibility. I was very, Ebuka said he would be mad if he didn't get work on Christmas Day. Like me, I'm Nigerian, so I don't know about you guys, but in Nigeria, you celebrate Christmas with family, you spend time, Easter, you celebrate it. Some of you lot don't even go to church anymore because Sunday rate makes sense. And it doesn't make you happy deep, like when you think about it deeply. So think about all of these things that you're losing: health crisis, growth, career progression. You're just doing the same thing. I remember I used to look at my phone and be like, oh my goodness, like I'm just waiting 11 p.m. I'm just waiting for 11 p.m. You go. And it doesn't end there because even when I get home, I probably have a 11 p.m. start. So I kind of thinking, God, please let the person come early so I can beg them and be like, hey, can I leave at 10:55 so I can get and start my other shift? That was insane. That was my life. Anyone can relate in the room? I'm pretty sure you guys can relate. Now, I want you to take a look at Faith's story, talking about some of the emotional sides of things that no one talks about because they're also blinded. Oh, I'm making money after all. It is crazy. I want you guys to hear from Faith. Faith used to be, anyway, Noah, play for us. Let's hear from Faith.
Faith, come on.
You just need to double tap your ship work.
Yeah.
Noah is going to try and fix Faith's story. Some of you guys probably have seen it. You want to go and play it from the original? Some of you guys probably have seen it. But in terms of what Faith went through, that was mind-blowing because for her, it was a life and death situation. Imagine she walked in a situation that put her at risk. Risk where she got hit by, okay, there you go. The other one.
When I was working as a disability support worker, I experienced a client that put me in a circumstance that I was hit by a car. Yes. So I sustained an injury that eventually I went through a surgery. And after that, I was very traumatized and I never wanted to go to work. But remember, you are an immigrant here. You need money. You need to go to work. So I would go, but
And those are some of the things that quite literally keeps us up at night. Imagine someone like Faith did not get the opportunity to move away from a job that was quite literally
when I was working as a disability,
Sorry.
going to cost her, that's okay, going to cost her a life. And I was thinking, if Faith was my daughter, for goodness sakes, like that's crazy. No one should have to be in a situation where they're in a job that is going to make them lose their life potentially. I've heard a lot of stories, people getting punched at work, people having to run on the freeway. I've had to run on the freeway chasing the client because you guys know duty of care. If they run on the road, you have to run with them till you get the cops or someone to support you. You have to be there. They have to be in line of sight. I was there on the road in New South Wales, running around,
Now
trying.
you want to come and blame me for what?
Okay, we're gonna mute Joe for a second. I was on the road in Newcastle trying to run around. Now I want you guys to take a look at something. No, if you just keep scrolling, it's gonna pop up the other part of the slide. If you guys take a look at this job offer. Now, I need you to pay close attention to where I have the red arrow, because the truth is, you can't argue with facts. You can't argue with real people's outcome. This is their result. This is their. I don't want to talk about myself again because you might think, oh, Tayo, you're a professional, etc. Let's talk about people that had no prior experience. Now, this is one of our amazing tech stars, Oluwaseun, studied accounting. Look at what his journey looked like. This was in 2024, right? He had a lot of, one thing you always get in here is whatever your current situation is, we're always here to support you. Now, he landed an offer. I need you guys to pay close attention. Hours per fortnight is 76. Pay is 4,046. Okay? So that's similar to what I have on the screen. Another job offer that I wanted to show you very quickly. Again, pay close attention to where the red arrow is. That is 4,437 per fortnight. Look at the hours she's working. She's actually working 72.5 hours per fortnight. Monday to Friday. Work from home. Monday to Friday only. Now, I did a bit of an analysis so you guys can see it side by side. On the left-hand side, look at the normal work hours. You work 30 hours, 60K, 75K. You work double the hours, 70 to 80. You're still like within that circle. But look at this guy. Look at this guy on the green side. Same hours. Why? Because this person is considered as a high-skilled worker. And they're being paid based on the value that they deliver, not the time that they spend on work. But it is not magic. It is not magic. So with all this information, I want to ask you guys a question. Would you like us to show you the 6-figure arc those people used? Would you like me to introduce you guys to the same arc that I used, that I now showed those 6-figure offers? Kingsley says, Ebuka says, would you guys like me to show you the same exact arc? Like I mentioned, I went through trenches to understand this. No, I went through a lot to understand this. Now, a lot of people are using the same arc, working Monday to Friday. A good number of them are very lucky to even work remotely like I am. Some of them have to work 2 times in the office and 3 days. Like, that's going to make everything better. Someone says, absolutely. So I need a lot of yes. But myself and Noah, we're going to make you the most irresistible offer ever. And the truth is, guys, if you don't fix your current situation, I can assure you for a fact, you're going to be in this same exact spot 12 months from now, wishing you had started today. That's exactly what can happen. So with the 6-figure, guys, you're going to have the actual key to building a high-growth 6-figure career while working less and making a lot more impact. Guys, there is no magic to this.
We need at least 20 people to give us permission to show you the 6-figure app. Else, we can just go, we're done. We've showed you what's possible. But if you want us to, I know a couple of people have said yes. But we need to know that people are actually here and engaged and willing to learn the arc that has helped all of these people we've been talking about. So we will count. We need at least 25 yes on the chat. We're almost 60 people here. All right. Okay, good. Fire. Great. Now we have permission. Great. Amazing.
Okay, so there you are. Another person. There's just a lot, guys. If if we wanted to just spend today showing you success stories and people who have successfully made the move, to be honest, you guys are just gonna be like, yeah, Tayo, blow me away. I'm sold. I'm sold. Like, this is another six-figure ACA. Look at that. She enrolled for the program. She realized, okay, I don't have a lot of skills. I need to work. I'm a mom. She's a mom. She wanted to be able to attend interview without feeling scared. She experienced a lot of rejection. She even had a lot of difficulties as well in terms of being able to articulate her thoughts. But that's why we're here, to support you with that process. So fast forward, she works with Queensland government today, has a stable income, owns a schedule, and guys, she's one of the $4,000 per fortnight team. Like, that is mind-blowing, mind-blowing, mind-blowing. But it is very important that I also tell you, we do not directly offer you a job. Okay, we are not directly giving you a job. Guaranteed job timeline is also a fast. It's like someone says, hey, if you apply for a visa, you're going to get a feedback from the Department of Immigration in 1 day. No one can tell you when they respond to you. But one thing you can be guaranteed is you're going to have a chance to learn the skill set that will change your life and allow you to create value. You're going to be in an environment where giving up is going to be almost impossible. Like, you just would not be able to give up because you're going to be overwhelmed with too many people in your class getting jobs, and even you thinking, oh my God, if I give up now, what happens? You cannot give up. That is what happens in this environment. So long you're ready to commit to learning, so long you're ready to commit to being able to just continue to work smart, you're going to get your outcome. That one is for sure. Now, I need you guys to tell me, would you like to be able to get a call back from job when you launch an application without being ghosted? Like, guys, tell me, how many of you guys would love to apply to jobs and get a feedback and get someone calling you back after say, yes, say, okay, Kingsley says they will love that. How many of you guys would love to feel confident? I know one thing, a lot of people dread the question. Once you hear, tell me about yourself, your whole world is crashing. How many of you guys would love to go for interviews feeling extremely confident, like, yeah, I've got this? You know, that mindset, if you're with us, your mindset is, these guys would be insane not to hire me. The mistake a lot of people make is they think hiring managers are doing them a favor by calling them. To be honest, no, they're not doing you a favor. You're there, you're doing them a favor by being there. If you don't show up, it's going to hurt them. And that's the truth, because they already set their mind that, hey, Lizzie is coming today, Ola is coming today, Ola is going to give us our best. I'm going to tell you guys something. Hiring managers are actually praying that you're the answered prayer. I know that because I work with them very closely. When they schedule an interview, they pray, oh Lord, please let Faith be the person. Oh God, please let Wally be the person that we're looking for. Why? Because you save them time if you know exactly what you're doing, right? And many of you guys would love to be able to secure a job with a winning strategy, knowing fully well that you have everything that you need to get that job, right? You don't want to feel like you're doing this alone. You don't want to feel like you're alone on this journey. Now, some of you guys are probably asking, so how come? Like, why is it Tayo Noah? Why is it Sing Skills? Like, why are they the best person to go on this journey with me? The facts are there, the evidence is there. We've heard this. I have a lived experience. Noah is an absolute professional, smashing it, over a decade of experience within the tech space. There's no other person fit to go on this journey than yourself. So we got 9 years of experience. We spent a lot of investment trying to educate people, right? So spend a lot of time researching what are the best interview strategy for students. What are the questions? Imagine having question bank from top companies like Commonwealth Bank, RSCB, Westpac, Heritage Bank. Like, imagine having those sort of interview questions that you have access to. In this Australia, interview questions are recycled. So those are the assets that we have that we're going to show to you. Now, this is more than just the training. That one is for sure. I do already establish that. It is indeed a transformation, and your life is going to change. Whether you decide to pursue a career in tech, whether you decide to start your own business, whatever it is, it's going to change something in your life, because you're going to come in here thinking, oh, I'm going to secure a job, and you're going to secure a lot more. Guys, this one is just fresh off the oven. Fresh off the oven. This person is starting their job in September. We actually met her when we went for the career acceleration event in Adelaide. Some of you guys probably know her. And that was our review that she put. That's her job offer. Just one of the six-figure job offers. Let me also blow your mind. This person got 2 job offers, actually. I wish I could give that to someone. I wish I could just give that to someone on the team. She got 2 job offers. She declined the other one. And I love composing declining messages to recruiters and be like, hey, thank you so much for your time, but I'm going with a better offer. She chose this one and said, I love them because they have a better culture than the other company. That is what can happen to you when you're so skilled. You have options. She attended 2 interviews on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and imagine getting both jobs. And I'm just there like, geez, can I just transfer this other offer to someone else and just give it to them? Right, guys? Now, you've seen all that is possible. We're going to delve into the six-figure arc itself. And I promise you, it's going to be one of the best things ever. It's going to be one of the best things ever. All right. Let's delve. Let's run it. Let's run the show, Noah.
Great, thank you so much. I hope we're getting inspired. But it's important that before we tell you this framework that has helped a lot of people build skills that employers are now hiring them for, you just said, Audie, one of our alumni, recent alumni, literally attended 2 interviews, 2 job offers. It's insane. Right? And we did the reference check. They were like, oh, we were like, which one are you going for? And she settled for one eventually. But it's important for us to take a step back. When Tayo shared her story, we didn't talk about the journey. There's a journey for all of this that you need to actually know, the backstory. So Tayo actually did creative arts, professional accounting, no prior experience in tech. Even she didn't work a lot professionally in Nigeria before she moved to Australia. Like she explained, she was a baby girl, just wanted to live life. Amazing. And that was it at the time. So when I was seeing her burning out, sleeping while driving, yeah, I wasn't in Australia at that time, by the way. We were friends. I was thinking I was dating her, but anyway, she friend zoned me, that kind of thing. 4,000 miles away. We didn't think, we'll meet one day, but we were just friends, We talked about everything. She would show me real life how it's going, like when she's at work or FaceTiming, having conversation. But I saw all these soft skills, transferable skills. I'm a project manager. I was working with a very important company in Nigeria, Interswitch. Some of you may know. I was consulting for banks, many banks, First Bank, UBA, Zenith, all of that. I knew my stuff. But I seeing this amazing girl that obviously I like, I don't want to say I love. Anyway, so I was like, wow, you're burning out a lot. Like, you just from shift to shift. Yes, you're like, oh, I'm making money, but I'm making money. But I will ask her, like, so when you have a family, what happens? Like when you need to look after your children, like you don't even have time for yourself. From shift, you go to church, and then after church, you're going for 2 p.m. shift, and then you cycle, and public holiday, there's no rest, and Saturday, same thing, night. Oh, it was just crazy in my mind. I'm like, yeah, we need to solve this. So eventually, something happened on the job. Somebody spat at her. It's a build-up of different things. Some days you'll be chasing clients, on the street, call police, drama. And one day she was like, I'm actually tired. I want a change. No, what can I do? By the way, we were doing FaceTime, as I said. As I was working in my role, sometimes I'll just put my phone down. She would observe the conversation happening, as I'm working with my team. My team member would banter me like, you and this tired are just talking every time, but they didn't mind. She basically it was remote period. So they understood, right? So she was seeing what was happening around me. I'm like, yeah, you see, this is what my day in my life looks like. I just have conversation, do report, talk to people, solve problems on my decks. Like I just solve problems. It's about providing value. And a accumulation of that started giving her perspective that day. When that client spat on her face, it was a triggering moment. And she was like, nah, I need to change myself. I can't change the client, obviously. I need to change myself. And what did she do? She told me, I'm going to take time off work. So she took 1 month off work. And I was like, okay, now I've got to have a plan for how I've been doing training back home. I would train people in software testing. I'm part of a big community, all of that. So I designed a program. I looked at Australian market, the companies, what the industry is looking for, everything, map out the skills, and then build a program for her. As you can imagine, she was person number one. So it wasn't like the program was robust or anything. So it was just do this, do that, do that. So that journey was lonely. It was like, oh yeah, have you done it? Good. Oh, okay, great. But when she connected to her why, she took time off for, she was obsessed with it. And then she went through the process. We documented it. I'm like, yes, there are other people like you that will need this. Let's do it intentionally. She went through it. And then our first interview, I remember Department of Education, Victoria. The interviewer said, we will be insane not to hire you. I was there on the line as usual, FaceTime, just listening to the audio. But it wasn't that she was very technical in the role. She was just whinging it with English, right? But they could see more of her personality, like, oh my God, you have so much enthusiasm about this role. She studied, she committed to the process, and that is the seed of how we develop this framework. Now, the same framework has helped thousands of people upskill, develop into amazing professional across Australia, UK, Canada, US, Nigeria, name it, right? And that is what we're trying to introduce it to. So, but we couldn't do it in a scale that we've done it by saying, everyone quit your job for 1 month and do what I have done, right? And we needed to make it fun in a way that you have a sense of purpose, you feel, you have that belief that you can commit to it and build your skills, right? So I had to think about how can we do it flexibly in way people are not losing their income, they still can do their job and do it, but you have to sacrifice 6 hours a week. Now, given, I want to assume everybody has 6 hours minimum, at least to learn, to commit to learning to change their life. So the program is, we train you on the core skills. Remember what I mentioned earlier, the core skills that makes you work as a PMBA, you have AI skills, product owner, change manager, and you go through that process. Instructor life training for 6 months. We've designed that curriculum for 12 weeks. We've designed the curriculum. So many people have gone through it and have built skills, like I said. Sales went up $100 million at the end of the month, right? They are looking at the data and they are asking you as a business analyst, why did we not make $100 million in July?
Because there's no discount in July. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's simple, right?
Yeah,
And
appeal to people.
they sold more, so economies of scale. So sold more products at a discounted price.
Anyway, that's the snippet. Some of people going through the program, right? We teach you, it's apprenticeship style training. We want to show you how to do the job. We're not loading you with information like university. We want to show you, if you are on the job on day one, what kind of conversations would you be having? What kind of thing are you going to be doing on that role? And that's what we've baked into the 12 weeks program. So you learn, we show you what is done on the job, and then we give you an assessment to do it yourself. Sometimes it's individual, sometimes it's with your team to give you that exposure. And then we then give you feedback. So that is what this process is about. So 12 weeks, Thursdays and Fridays, Queensland time, you come for 3 hours, Thursdays and Friday, you learn, you come and build your skills, right? Another important part is that you work with a small team, because we come in cohorts. We open cohorts, like one is starting on Thursday this week. We operate in cohort. So we break the cohort into small team to work, to give you exactly how teams are developed on the job. Work together and solve a problem, right? This is an example of a small team solving a problem. You're going to play. All right, this is a team working together to solve a problem.
Focusing on the recipe suggestions. So I'll start off by going through the user story for the discount view. So the user story goes as a shopper using the Smart Cart mobile app. I want to view available discounts with store name, discount percentage.
Yeah, that may not make sense to you, right? But just to give you an idea. So the working team, they're working using the tools. Now you can't cram that you know how to use the tool. You've got to know how to use the tool. It doesn't make sense to read about it. You've got to be able to do the job using the tool, working in a group, solving problem. We give you that exposure because it's very important when you get to interview. And then when you come to the class on Fridays or Thursdays, you come and defend what you've done.
The functional and bug-free, the scope of the project must be fulfilled. The project must be regulatory compliance.
By the way, for some of you that were here earlier, this is Pilot, right? Pilot, I got 3 job offers. So you know, this is the process. This is what actually bets all those job offers, nothing abstract. If I can zoom in, you will see. If you can see his name, that's Pilot, right?
The project must show proper documentation for future references. And these are the key performance indices to match the object.
So when they present, we give them feedback to bring it to the levels that employer want. Right? To the expert tutors will give you feedback. Now you have the confidence that, the things that I worked on, that the employers are hiring for, it's correct, it's the right standard, and you can defend that anywhere. That is the approach. That is why it works, right? So that is what the Skill Up system is about. So just to recap, we build the skills with you in areas like project management, business analyst, AI, change management, software testing, right? Product owner, all of that for 12 weeks, Thursdays and Friday, 3 hours each, and you work in a small group to solve a problem, and you come back and defend that, and then we help you review, bring it back to the level required for your skills to be developed, right? To be able to go to interview and defend what you've done, right? So that is what this is about. So I want to think about it. Is it fair for us to say that the value of training you for 12 weeks in that practical apprenticeship style training way is 3,540? We give you opportunity to work in groups, work on real assessment, right? Like I said, and this is the value, right? You work in small groups. We can't put a value to that because you develop your soft skills, your communication, all those soft skills that we talked about earlier, and then your presentation to the expert to get that review is done. So you have the confidence. So we value all of these at 6,220, right? Now that we have the foundational skills for you to get a job, which is typically what happens. So if you think about it, when you have all of that, you have the foundational skills to be able to go get a $120,000 job, $130,000. We've shown you offers, right? Some people have 150, 140, like different range, that 6-figure, and that's why we call it 6-figure arc, right? And you see how we actually make you get that confidence to be able to pursue 6-figure opportunity as well. But let me ask you, if you invested 6,200 to then build the skills for life to be able to get any 6-figure job you want, does that represent value for that investment for you? I want to hear in the chat, or I want to see you in the chat. Let me know what you think, right? So when you do that, you have the foundational skills. Yeah, Ola said, yeah, right? Obviously, I showed you what university charge, and they don't give you the style of skills that we give you to be able to build your skills, right? So this is what you get for the skill up framework. But that's not all, because you have the foundational skills, and there's still much more, right? How many of you want to go apply to jobs or go to an interview and you want to be able to go there feeling like, yeah, I don't have to worry about Australian experience. You know, the dreaded, oh, you don't have Australian experience, you can't do the job that people get, right? How many of you want to go for interview with so much confidence, like, yes, I can do the job. They're not doing me a favor. I'm here to add value to this organization, right? How many of you want to feel like I have so much value and I'm not just lucky to get this interview? Now, I hear some people, they get interview and they're like, oh, no, I'm so nervous. I'm not sure I want to go. I'm not prepared enough. Imposter syndrome, all of these things, right? I want to help you build your skills to a point where you don't feel all of that. Right? So all of these things are missing, and that's why we also developed a framework. Because hey, when I came to Australia, for example, even though I had 10 years experience working in tech already, I worked in US, UK, I worked in Africa for the longest time, and my experience was still not relevant for employers here, even the way I was communicating it. So we had to build a framework that helps you apply your skills, showcase results in a way that you walk into any interview with so much confidence. Right? It's really, this is the game changer. And trust me, especially for Africans, you can't get this anywhere else. Right? Experience isn't just time spent on doing work. There are some people that have 5 years doing a particular role, but they never build the right experience to give them that confidence. It is when you've applied the skills, learned from mistakes, and discover new ways to deliver new results for organization, that is the true experience that you need to build. Now look at this. This is Laura. Laura just got a job offer. September, she has not even resumed this job, right? For you to know, this is 27th of August when this offer dropped. Look at what she said. Since the teaching is practical, clear, really motivating, it makes learning feel achievable. I've gained skills and confidence that show me it is possible to achieve a career where I feel valued. Like, these are not my words. Now I'm saying these things for you to see, and it's all documented. This is real proof. You can't agree with proof, right? Confidence is very important, right? And that comes from how many times you've done stuff, repetition, that power of repetition. So how do we do that, right? How do we do that to be able to help you convert that experience that you need to have, that employers will be like, we need to hire you. I told you, Audie, they're fighting for her. 2 offers. She had to reject one. Do you know what it means to reject an offer? 6-figure offer. That's the situation you can get to when you build the right skills. I showed you the number of jobs out there for the people that have the right skills. If you have the right skills, there are limitless opportunity for you. But as immigrants, sometimes our communication is impacted, right? We need to develop our critical thinking skill, our stakeholder skill. We see that a lot of time, like the mannerism. Do you know, even meeting etiquette, email etiquette is such a big deal. So many people, when we're coaching them through all this process, you see people in a meeting and somebody is making a point and somebody will just interject like, oh, yeah, Tayo, let me just, no, that is not correct. Like, no, so those are the things that impact some of our outcomes that we need to relearn. You can't read those things in the book, right? So let me show you practical
that you
stuff.
mentioned as part of the project that you've worked on. Are you able to talk me through sort of like your process, your role, on that project from using the software development lifecycle? So basically from ideation down to maintenance. I'm just keen to know, what your role was.
Oh, yes. Going back on that, as I said, as a business analyst, the business analyst is not confined to one space. You have to be able to interact with every team members organizing a project. And with this, we basically run an agile methodology whereby it's a flexible.
This is one of our process of coaching, right? And let me show you where we are today. This amazing person already have 6-figure offer. This is Okwe, right?
Hello guys, my name is Okwe Ariel. I was once a student of Scene Skills and I'm a testimony and a current business analyst. I would say my experience with Scene Skills have been amazing. I can always say ever since the first point of interaction till now, it's been a great experience.
Right? You can see, we're showing you exactly. That's Okwe that we just showed. And one thing I want to point out is everybody, apart from Ellen, who had to do other things because of health challenges, are working as business analysts, project manager in different organizations across Australia. Lola, Rachel, Shima, Pius, Jude, like Adem, Clinton, like all of this. So for you to appreciate it, all these people on this call are already in that role, but it took training, took coaching, which is what we're talking about, right? You need that for you to be able to get the outcome that you want. Now, how do you reposition the skills? Earlier, I told you that you can change, you can reposition your skills, whatever skills you have from your host country, your Africa, even here in Australia, you can reposition it to secure BA job, project management job, Scrum Master job. How do you do that? We help you map that out. Look at one of the sessions where we're mapping things out. Adequate care, right? So, but it's a system that enables all of that. Right? So that's the gist of this company. And the objective of this project, they want to phase out their legacy on-prem system to a cloud-based solution. Cloud is always good because just like you have Google Drive and wherever you are, you just log in and access it. But if you have your hard drive and you forget it, you can't access what is there. So they want to move to cloud. So this was us mapping out projects that are relevant to the Australian context. Like I mentioned, some projects we did in Africa may not be relevant here. They don't understand it, right? So we need to be able to map out the real project that would really, when you say it to, recruiters here, they're like, oh my God, that's such a powerful project, and they want to hire you. So that is like a typical example of how we work with everyone to say, what are your skill set? What have you done? If I scroll forward, you will see how we're mapping it out, right? You can see sticky note happening, team members mapping out their different skills and experience and mapping to project on the board, right? You can see an example here. People working together. You can't type your own sticky note. Type it on Word. Remove complexity. Just type it on Word. By the way, even if you're typing here, please make sure you take your work and you go and make you more robust. Right? So that is the practical session where we're mapping things out one-on-one, making sure that everybody have got the right. Now you may say, oh God, who are these people? By the way, we've got partnership and recognition from, I'm sure this is familiar, Queensland Government. We're part of Queensland Government Ignite, Advanced Ignite program. So a recognized organization in Australia. ACS, we're building partnership with ACS. We know that some people actually have, they want to do skill assessment. They want some information support from this body, right? Australian Computer Society. We're building partnership. We're building partnership with Tech Visa. These guys in future will be able to help us connect some of our learners to employers that want to sponsor them for visa. Now, I'm not promising, no, you're going to come and get visa. We're not a migration agent, we're very clear. But these are some of the people that we're partnering with to solve specific problems that we've seen that some people in our community are facing, right? I do mentorship with, UQ Ventures, where I mentor student founders who are trying to build business in Australia. So there's that credibility there, right? But then I'm going to pass it to Tayo very quickly But for you to just recap this experience framework, remember what we discussed. You need to be able to build the soft skills that would make you feel like you're experienced and you can do the role. You need to have relevant project experience that employers want to pay you for. You need to have the project. I showed you how we're mapping our project earlier with the team. All of these things, when it comes to this experience growth framework that I found out, we've put the value as $3,540. Now, if you had an opportunity for somebody to say, hey, all this experience you have and your soft skills, let's develop in a way that an employer would be begging you to accept their offer, what would you say? Is it value for money? But that's not all. That's not all. Getting a job and changing your career is not easy. You can see it's not easy. That's why you need a system, right? So what else do you need? How do you get interview, right? How do you prepare for interview? So Tayo is going to talk about how to do this effectively.
All right. Now, you've got the skills, which is one thing, which we're going to support you with. Some of you guys are very lucky because you already have some things. You've got communication skills, you've got organization skills. And even if you're only at 50%, don't worry. Every expert was once a novice. So we're going to support you with that, all that learnings. Now, even if you've got the skills and you've got the experience, you still need to get called for their interview, right? So if no one's calling you, do you want to pop in the slideshow? If no one's calling you, if no one is answering or attending to your applications, there's no way you can actually prove to them that you know what you're doing. There's no way you can prove to them that you're the answer to their problem. So we have a solution for that, right? A proven system that's going to position you in a way that you're going to be able to land interviews and it's going to help you get hired without starting over. Now, the wrong approach that a lot of people do today is spray and pray. They use one resume for 10 jobs. And that blows my mind because even when you think about it psychologically, 3 children from the same parent, do they love the same things? No. Do they like the same things? No. Do they want the same things every time? No. So why are you treating job applications like identical twins? They're not the same. Every job is different, meaning you need to tailor your application to what that job is looking for. So a lot of people just do resume dumping. I've just done my best. In fact, I review applications and imagine someone who is applying for a business analyst role. I'm seeing roles like customer support, disability support worker, assistant in nursing on the same resume. Right, guys, if you walked into a GP and the GP shows you their resume and the resume says teacher, lawyer, everything but a doctor, would you feel comfortable to stay there, guys? Would you feel comfortable to stay in that room to allow them diagnose you? No. So why are we treating job applications like that? And then you guys you go to church and pray, God, please let them call me back. No, God will not answer that type of prayer because you're using the wrong thing. Some people, very reactive in terms of their job application. They just do whatever comes their way, right? Spray and pray, resume dumping, reactiveness. Some of you guys do not even apply. Like, I asked some people, how many jobs have you applied to? Say 1 or 2. The fact that you can even remember the number gives me headache because you're not doing it the right way. Those are the wrong ways to approach job applications. You need to be strategic about it. And some people even do I already sent one application. They didn't call me back. They're racist. They don't like me. It's a lie. There's no such thing. You're doing it the wrong way. So guys, I've got a tool that feels almost illegal to even know about it. And I want to introduce you guys to it because it saved me a lot of time. I remember when I was on a mat leave at some point in my life, I was on parental leave and I wanted to return to work. I was on 6-month leave, but because I had a lot of support, I was like, yeah, I might as well go back to work. Like, I've got 2 parents here supporting me with this new baby. I've got my husband, so why not? I started to apply to jobs, but even I hit a roadblock. But I had this tool that helped me with every single thing. So guys, I need you to pop this on your browser. www.jobos.ai. I need you guys to pop it in your browser, or if you're joining on your computer, you can scan the QR code. The reason this tool is very good is because what it does for you is it supports you in tailoring your resume to that job application. Imagine a tool looks at your resume, right? Your resume on one side, and looks at the job description and says, Ebuka, this job is looking for someone with these skills, but you don't have it on your resume. Don't worry, I'm going to put it in your resume for you so they can call you, so they can increase your chances of getting a call back. The truth is, you may or may not know this, but you'll be lucky to have this information. The way recruitment works in Australia, 80% of organizations use a tool called the applicant tracking system. Now, with the ATS, what it does is it looks at your job application, it looks at the job description, and it looks at your resume. If the keywords that they're looking for, if it's missing, immediately, if you guys, this might have happened to some of you guys before, where like seconds after you log an application, you just get unfortunately and thinking, village people are so quick today. No, it's not your village people. It's a system. The system is just sorting and filtering out crazy applications that do not align with what they're looking for. Even when you fill out simple questions like, are you an Australian citizen? And you say no, immediately you get an unfortunately because they've programmed it to only look for people that have got citizenship. So we're going to get that part of our promise that if you stay till the end, we give you that for free. Make sure you go onto that platform and register and you use it, share it with any of your friends that is currently applying to jobs. Now, once you have that, because again, you got the skills, you got the experience, you need to be able to go into that interview with confidence. The truth is the best presenters win in an interview. Noah shared my journey, right? When this recruiter called me, my very first interview, I wasn't the most technical person, but guys, I had one thing. I had a strategy. I knew exactly what I was going to say that was going to blow her mind. And imagine my hiring manager saying, oh, Taya would be say no to give you this job. As a matter of fact, no one on the team works outside of Victoria. And I lived in Tassie at that point in time. But they still gave me an offer because the girl was too good to be let go. Like they just couldn't let go. So that's why we have this job strategy session, a live session.
Those are the things they're going to be looking at. And dare I say, those things contribute significantly to why they may or may not call you back. Okay? The most technical person or the most technical people do not get the job. The best presenters get the job.
Absolutely.
Interview.
So all the time, for us, we then decided I want every single person to attend an interview from a place of confidence. But if you do not prepare, if you don't have the right preparation, it's a joke. So we don't bank on luck in this environment. We actually put in the work, which is why, again, we have our facilitated job strategy session where you'd get an opportunity to tweak your resume, work on everything that you need, prepare for that interview. You also get a complete job application kit. Imagine someone gives you template for your resume, template for cover letter, likely interview questions with answers, the ultimate elevator pitch guide, the ultimate answer to the tell me about yourself question. So when they ask you, oh, Ebuka, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You're not looking in the ceiling and telling them, well, I moved to Australia in 2016, and then I went to secondary school, and then I went to Torrance. You're not giving them all those irrelevant details that's going to make them look like, yeah, now we don't want this person. We're going to give you every single thing that sets you apart from the rest. And here's the results. Like, guys, this is like, just look at the screen. These are all interview invites. All of them using a combination of that tool that I just gave you for free. JobOS, ChatGPT, using all of the, look at it. There's another one. This one is just freshly baked. This one's next week, September 9. The other one is also in September. All of these interviews, this one is tomorrow, September 3. You can't make these things up. You can see the address, real, right? So these are all practical things that's going to increase your chances. Again, I already spoke about personalized mock interview sessions. Because I want you to go out there. The first time you're being introduced to very crazy or hard questions is not the first time you go for an interview. We will drill you internally, crazily drill you to the point where some of you guys might even be shaking. So when you go out there, it's going to be a walk in the park. Those are the things you get in our world.
Working in, where I worked as a lead business analyst for Justin Solutions. And Justin Solution being working in, where I worked as a lead business analyst for Justin Solutions. And Justin Solution being like a consultant we had a client in the health industry, community living option, and we were the implementation partners for that particular organization.
All right. Let me also say that you can see this is an interview prep session working with the expert. You see how they are going through the paces and refining their skills. Let me tell you, almost half of these people are already in jobs, right? Can count Aisha, you can see Yemisi, Odi, Lami, Faith, like literally. That's what we're saying, that it's not about magic or shortcut here. It's real. That's why we're showing you all these things so you see for yourself. You can't make these things up, right? So we work with you to refine it. There are cultural things and communication gaps that we have that we need to actually flush out and refine ourselves. I struggle with it, even though I had the skills and experience. When I moved to Australia, I was going for an interview and they always told me, oh, sorry, we're going with somebody else. Sorry, it's somebody, you're good, but yeah, we're going with somebody else. So basically, we had to solve that issue. And that was what bettered this whole process that has now helped people refine, solve those issues that I went through initially over the years, right? So just to recap, we give you the framework to help you market yourself, right? From start to finish. Now, we've talked about a lot of things, right? We showed you how you can skill up, build the skills that employers are paying six-figure offer for, right? We've talked about how you can build experience there. We've also shared how you can market yourself, attract interviews, prepare for the interview, go there with confidence. Now, obviously, what is your investment? If we today, all of those sum up to 12,750. If you think about what the university charges and they never give you even a quarter of what we've discussed today, we've shown you all these things, very close knitted. We work with you in a practical way. University never give you that opportunity, right? So we put the total value of this at 12,752. However, because you're here today, you've seen what is possible. We're giving you a special to join us, $5,000 only. Now, there's more success story that we can go through, but because of time, I'm not going to. This is Adeumi. Think about, she's a new mom. She got referred by somebody, actually, and came into our world, got a job offer. This is more people. This is Shima, right? Shima, I will not play because of time. This is Shima. Everybody here, by the way, also, they are working as, business and project managers, etc. But I want to quickly talk about, there are other issues that some of you will have, right? And these are things that is not widely talked about, but it's the reality of things here. For example, we talked about Australian work experience. How do you solve that? If you've never worked professionally as a business analyst in Australia, if you're building skills in that area, you obviously need to be able to get work experience, to be able to get every job will ask for that, because they want to be sure that you have relevant experience to do the job here in Australia. We solve it for you. It's a bonus for you, for only people that will take on the opportunity today and join. We'll give you the bonus. You'll be able to claim up to 24 months of experience. When you go through our program, we calculate the time you put into learning, that 3-month learning, the self-learning you do with your small group as well. We calculate that, and we are able to partner with an Australian company called Jasin Solutions. See the website here. Many people have gone through this and our other partners to get experience and has break and shatter that Australian work experience barrier that people have, right? So that's one. But you only get if you sign up during this webinar, right? The second thing is we want you to feel like, yeah, I've actually done the job. Like I've solved problems. Even as we've talked about, you do that during the 12 weeks, but you may want to quickly have exposure to real team, software development team solving problems. We give you opportunity to gain that experience 1 month. Again, only available if you join this on this webinar, right? I want just to touch on that. Business analysts does not code. They work with people to interact, to solve problems, as we said. But because they work with developers, sometimes they work with a team, we want to give you that same exposure. So you have that, oh yeah, I have cemented my confidence and I can go talk about the things I've done in a real way, right? Some of our students have worked on platforms like this that we're building, Oloja Hub. Some of you may have heard of it, right? Bonus 2. Now, sometimes an employer, when you apply, assuming you've been successful, they call you for, before they call you for interview, they want to be sure that you're not going to waste their time. So they give you a case study. Again, we show you real stuff. This is real case study that they've sent, right? This is one from RASA, right? You can see they gave a case study, solve it. Now, if you can't even solve it, they are not even calling you for interview, first of all, right? This is another one. As the person applied, they saw the CV, okay, great. CV looks good. Work on this case study. You can see the deadline, 27th of August. So very recent. You need support to solve this. You need the expert to guide you and say, hey, this is how by the way, this was, you can see by Audi, she's gotten a job offer. We shared the job offer with you earlier. That's case study. So you get that support as well. We charge normally $297 to work with you, because we have to work with you for an hour or two, troubleshooting and working on the case study. So obviously it's time spent. But if you sign up today and join us, you will also get that as a bonus per case study. Another bonus you get. Now, sometimes you need to troubleshoot your resume. Especially, remember we talked about you building your project bank and experience. You need to be able to know which project would make more sense for your own situation, right? So be able to get some feedback for your resume, etc. This is a chat from somebody. I was like, I'm not getting interview. I've tried those things. You know, we had a chat, got the interview, right? See the conversation, send by email, we review, got the job, right? So you don't want to figure all these things. I've talked about case study and how you need to solve. You don't want to figure it out alone. Maybe you're doing it today alone and you're not progressing, right? You want to have a community of people that can support you. That's part of what we offer. But you only get that for free if you join us via this webinar. That is not all. We don't want you to get to interview and be shaking. They ask you, tell us about yourself, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say. Like, you're so nervous, you forget everything. That's how we've developed. These are real life things. People will literally forget, be nervous, all of that. We had to solve it. So we developed elevator pitch system, right? So this helps with all the introductory questions they will typically always ask you during the interview. Tell us about yourself. Why did you apply to this job? What interested you? What value can you bring? Now, this is Ernestina. Again, she just resumed her job on Monday, by the way. Right? So watch our elevator pitch and tell me what you think. If you can deliver it like that. Right?
Tayo, yes, I'm more than happy to tell you a bit more about myself. But before I get into that, I just want to take a minute and say thank you for having me here today, for your time, and for the opportunity to walk you through my professional journey. My name is Ernestina Autry, and I've been a business analyst for the last 5 years. In that period, I've been quite privileged to work across various domains, ranging from IT, e-commerce, logistics, and transportation, within which I've also worked on very complex initiatives such as system migration, process improvement, HRIS, and CRM implementation. Now, in my role as a business analyst, I focus on ensuring that every undertaking during the software development lifecycle is in alignment with the business strategy. In order to achieve this goal, I employ several techniques ranging from SWOT, gap, PESTEL analysis, and the likes, as well as effective requirement elicitation.
All right, you've seen it. Now let me ask you now. How many of you think you did a great job? All right, let me know in the chat. Yes, or no. Let me know in the chat, please. Yeah, Ebuka, great. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. It didn't just start one day, guys. Excellent. You can see, how would she not get the job offer? But it was a process, and that's why we have this process in there. There's nobody else that have this process, right? So we designed this process based on so many things. She started this job on Monday, by the way. Despite some issues with visa and all of that, she was too good. They had to move her start date a bit further for her to sort out a few things, because she's excellent and she's deserving of it, right? And hey, what else do you need? Now, I'm sure most of you know, you need to do reference check. God forbid you get a job and reference check is the injury point. That would be too sad. Imagine you do all the work and then somebody just did, irrelevant reference check and they tell you, sorry, we're not giving you the job. It happens. It happens, right? So we go above and beyond. We know how critical this is to help you. You can see this is one reference check, just a sample. I just wanted to show you. We help you solve that as a bonus. Of course, it takes average of 1 hour for us to be able to complete a reference check. And sometimes they ask you for 2 reference checks, sometimes 3, and we do it for you. This is the value of it, right? They give you job offer 130K. You pay 607 now to do 3 reference check for you. But if you join us via this webinar, you get it for free, right? Now, community, right? Accountability and support. Yeah, I'm sure most of you have tried doing things on your own, but we have a community, right? We have people, active community where we celebrate each other, we help each other, we inspire each other. Like, that is the joy. You can see people celebrating, like, oh, thank you, congratulations, this, congratulations, that. Everybody rallying around. You can ask questions, you can clarify things, you can get support from people. I would say the value is priceless, absolutely priceless. But I will start to round up by, if you read this message, please, I want you to interpret, like, this is a job offer. By the way, if you know, this is September the 1st. This is, I think that's Monday, right? That's Monday as well, right? September, you can't make this thing up, right? Look at the message I got, right? And Tayo as well. Thank you so much, Tayo and Noah, for your immense care and concern throughout my journey as a business analyst. Noah, I'll never forget these hours you spent on call with me, always encouraging, helping me going. Tayo, your thoughtful message, Bible verse. Sometimes we're pastors praying, right? So I genuinely appreciate everything you've done for me, blah, 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 right? Particularly in some extreme situations, people go through so many things and you just have to support them. You don't get anywhere. University gives you your certificate, goodbye, God bless, go and figure out your life. That's not what we're about. If you join us, you get all of this plus all the stack we've talked about today. So you solve your Australian work experience issue. You get that experience on your CV, 12, that's 2 years experience in Australia on your CV. You don't get it anywhere, I can assure you. You can't get it anywhere. Just know I said it, right? Resume review, as I mentioned, elevator pitch, you get reference check done for you, you get support from your community, all of these bonus for free. Look at the value, and we think it's even worth more, but look at the conservative value you get extra when you enroll today. Now, this is Esosa, another success story. Work in aviation, desired transition, tech space, tried many things, courses, online course, this, that, training, blah, blah, blah. Didn't work. Came into our world, learned, secure a job very quickly. Right? Now it works. Yeah? So, you have 2 choices, really. 2 choices. Yeah? You can either take no action, you've heard us talk, we've shared so many things, remain the same, move on. And yes, There are people that will do that. We've seen that. And guess what? I even had people message me today. I'm like, and they've talked to me like 6 months ago. Or some people tried this one year ago. So the universe works in very mysterious way. You may jam our success story. They tell you about things. I'm like, oh yeah, no, okay, I'm now ready. You've lost thousands of dollars for every day you don't take action, literally, right? So, to action, do nothing, goodbye, God bless, watch from the sideline. Second option, invest in your transformation today and bet on yourself, right? We've seen people that came into our world, they are now working in 6-figure career. Imagine they did not take action. Imagine they did not, God forbid, they did not put in the work to change their life. God forbid they gave up. Their story will be different today. I think someone mentioned, oh, I know BB, right? These are real people we're talking about. You may know some of them. So real people with real results, you can hack them. So if you decide not to do anything, you're flushing money down. You can go back to working, what you're doing, make no change, and then we see you later. And I want to talk about the concept of investing using OPM. I'm not sure many people understand what OPM is, other people's money, right? So some people take credit, they buy, bags, shoes, whatever, and all of that. But I had a very big perception, epiphany one day when somebody was ready to enroll and he said, oh, no, I sent the person BSB and account detail. I was like, no, can I get the link to pay via card? I'm like, oh, just pay in the account number. I'm like, oh, no, I'm trying to use credit card. And that shifted my mind. I'm like, oh, you're trying to use, I was shocked. Like, oh, you're trying to use credit card to pay. Yeah, he said, yeah. Yeah, I believe when I sign on the program, I would develop myself and then I'll be able to pay back. Oh my goodness. That was when I was like doing a training with my coach, he talked about OPM. That was the first time I saw, he said OPM. I didn't know what OPM was. Like, oh, I said other people's money. I now got it. Like, yes, people can invest in all these things that are perishable, right? Disposable income. You can spend money on bags and all of these things. You can even spend money on mortgage, buy a house and be paying the interest. But it's hard for people to invest in their personal development, right? And the biggest type of investment you can make is the investment to yourself. Because when you invest in yourself and you develop skills, you can go increase your value in the marketplace, secure a better job, start a business, change your life. It has worked for me. My coach will always say, the transformation happens in the transaction. It's as simple as that. The day I realized that, oh, I don't know what I don't know, when I invest in coaching, mentorship, building my skills, my life will change. I've never looked back. I have simply never looked back. And everybody that's come into our world, I've gotten value. This is Laura. Again, success story. We've talked about it. Money is a tool. You use money, you can use it to, you can't use money to keep warm or eat or eat it or sleep with it. You only use money to exchange value, right? The cash itself, the money itself in your account is useless until you trade it to exchange value. If this is valuable to you, if you believe this will change, and that's why we started from belief. Can you believe in yourself changing your life, right? So if you invest in yourself, I'm sure you experience that transformation. Many people would see, oh, $5,000, they can blow it on vacation and come back, yeah, have a nice 2 weeks or 1 week, vacation, you forget about it, or you invest in your personal development and grow, and it's even worth more than anything you can ever imagine. This is my coach, as I mentioned. His name is Dan Martel, right? To have a coaching call with him, you pay minimum of $5,000 per month to meet him 2 times in a month, right? So for you to know the kind of invest. We invest every single day through books, courses, coaching, and everything to be able to get to the point where we are. This is why we love to do what we do, to serve the people that we've been called to serve. So if you want to take and go on that journey with us, recap of what you get, all the things that helps you get hired, total value, plus all the bonus that we've talked about today, is $22,752. However, because you're here today, you shown belief, you stayed to this point, and you are committing to changing your life, you can get started today for only $5,000. Now, what I'm even going to blow your mind with is that anywhere else, we take one-time payment and that's it. No installment, nothing. Because as we said, the transformation happens in the transaction. But because you're here today, you may not have budgeted this, whatever, will give you opportunity to lock in your spot for the first 15 people only, to lock with $1,000. You don't get anywhere else. You can check our website. There's no payment option. So if you want to go on that journey with us, you can lock in today $1,000 and you pay in installment. We don't offer all of this plus all the bonus that I've talked about. You only get from this webinar. Anything else, you pay for it separately outside of the webinar. All right, thank you. If you've got 10 minutes to go to this link, it will be in the chat to make it easy for you. First 15 people. After 15, we lock it. You have to pay in full if you want to join us. That is the deal. Now, I know some people will have questions. Oh, will this work for me given I have no IT experience? Yeah, absolutely. We've shown you so many people that's worked for. Oh, can I do this? I've not worked professionally before. Absolutely, right? It doesn't matter if you've had experience or whatever. We've talked about how we can help you redesign your experience or whatever you've worked on, whether it's support work or whatever you've done, and the new experience you're going to be getting on the program, it would help you. Another question is physical. This is a virtual training. Everything is done online. We've shown you, so you join online and learn in a flexible way, right? Another question, am I able to secure a fully remote job? This is another big popular question that people have. Hey, is the type of job you get, we can't determine that. Some organization can give you full remote, like Tire and so many people. Some may say come 1 or 2 days a week. Some we say come to the office every day. So it's not really about us. We're not promising remote or whatever, but the job is very flexible. You can get remote opportunity. Time commitment is 6 hours instructor-led Thursdays and Fridays. But you also work with the team, as I mentioned, to work on those assessments to build your skills, right? So you have your personal learning to do as well, right? I already have certification. Can't I just get interview prep? No, because we've tried that in the past. If you don't follow our system, our framework, it's going to be significantly more work that you just can't cope. Like all the things that we do, you need to follow it systematically to get the outcome that you want. So we don't just do interview prep or reference check or whatnot. Everything works as a system, right? Is it possible to secure 120,000? Yeah, initially people used to have this like, really? Is it possible? Yeah, we've shown you so many job offers already, even more. There are people that have earned 160K, right? Even when I was earning 140K, there are people that were coaching and were earning 160K. It doesn't matter. That is why we do what we do. I'm interested in data analysis. Is it different from business analysis? Well, data is a subset of business analysis. We focus on business analysis because it's the entire business and how you can solve problems in that space. So basically, it's more broad, it gives you more opportunity, and you don't focus on Power BI, Tableau, SQL, all the technical things that hinders a lot of data analysts. Are there more? Okay, we've got less than 5 minutes. If you've got questions, let us know. I think we've got 5 minutes to go. Go to the link. If you've got question, please let us know. And as we said, first 15, you only have that access on this call. So you need to lock your spot if you're interested in joining us on the journey, as we mentioned. Tayo?
Yep. Anyone got any questions? These are some of the popular questions that we've gotten. I'm just responding to a couple of private messages. Thank you. A lot of you guys are sending messages. So can you please confirm the time? So the time on Thursday and Friday is 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Queensland time. And we also acknowledge that some of you lots might be busy. So the sessions are recorded, okay? All the sessions are recorded and you can have access to them within your learning management system. You're going to have all your packs. You're going to have every single thing that you need. Of course, we encourage you to join the sessions, but if you miss one or two, nothing's going to, the world is not going to crash. So yes, all sessions are recorded. And you can always check back. But yeah, I hope that answered your question, Stacey. So guys, you can lock in today, and this is a rare offer. We've actually never offered this level of bonus before, but today we're giving you guys, because you guys committed, a lot of you guys joined very early as well. So we're definitely rewarding that. If you've got any more questions, we've got 3 minutes. And yeah, the offer goes with the timing as well. So, all right, great question, Becky. So as you've got on the screen, the investment you'd be making is 5,000, but we give you an opportunity because you're on this call. We give you an opportunity to lock in with just 1,000 for today. That's your enrollment fee, meaning you secure and join the class starting on Thursday, and then you can pay your other payment in installment. You're probably, yeah, so that's the question. Okay, QLD Perfect says, I am currently driving. Can I do once I get home? Oh my goodness, please stop typing. I hope you've pulled over.
All right, BJ, locked in, well done. Sent congratulations for securing our amazing transformation. We're going to work with you and make sure that this absolutely changes your life.
Who was that, Noah?
BJ.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations, BJ. That's terrific. I got Jillian as well in here. So
Julian, congratulations for taking the step. You have shown to be a hero. Great work. Right? The team, are we checking money? Right? So to recap, the program is discounted and costs $5,000. You can pay in installment 1,000 today. We never offered this anywhere else. So you will not have this opportunity again after, I think, 1 minute, 20 seconds. This goes away. All right. Okay, we'll give, okay, Ozubulu is driving. Okay, don't worry. We're going to give you our opportunity to join the 15 people. Once we have the 15 people, we lock it, then you have to pay in full if you want to join us. And then all the bonus we talked about goes away, literally. So you get it, but you need to pay for that separately when we get to that bridge, right? If you get a reference check, like if you get your job offer, you want to do reference check, you need to book time to do it and pay for it, because we spend considerable amount of time to do that. All right, congratulations to all the people that have locked in. We're excited to work with you. I am super pumped. I hope you've all gotten value. If you're still thinking about it, well, you've got 30 seconds, right? The link is in the chat. Take the action. Let's transform your life together if that's your desire. If not, thank you so much. Becky says, can we pay tomorrow, please? Now it's touching my mind.
It's gonna be
Becky,
today,
we're gonna,
Becky.
all right,
Becky.
Becky, we're gonna do something, Taya, right? So let's give the grace to. All right, we're gonna extend it for 24 hours. Our classes start Thursday anyway, so obviously we have a short window. So yeah, Becky, we're extending it tomorrow for you, just for you, and for anyone. So tomorrow we'll open it up to tomorrow, and this offer goes. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you got value from this conversation. And we wish you all the very best. If you're joining us, amazing. We're so happy, and congratulations once again.
Give me 1 second. Let's have a quick. I think Becky wants the payment link. Becky, did you register for the event? Because otherwise we wouldn't have your details. So guys, if you're currently driving, can you confirm that you registered for the event? Because if you didn't register, then we won't have your details.
All right, let's send payment link to Becky and whosoever. Find it in the chat. We're literally ending this in 2 minutes. Let me put this up again. Right?
No, do you want to pop the timer to 2 minutes just so we can sort the.
All right, 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes. If you want the link, grab it in the chat. Grab it in the chat. If you are thinking about it as well, just grab the link and do whatever you want to do with it between now and tomorrow because of Becky. All right, so in 1 minute 30 seconds, we shot this offer literally. It's gone for life. We have a different offer, but obviously more expensive. You can ask people that are familiar with our word. We innovate, we change the offer. Basically, it's not going to be the same price for the next cohort. So you want to change your life situation, this will be the cheapest time to do it. Your details. What do you mean your details? You mean your email?
Registered, yeah. If you registered, we should have it.
Do you want us to send you the link, or why are you asking for it? Do you want the link or something? Someone should please send the link so you can just grab it. Amazing. The link is there. Sweet. Okay, great. All right. In 36 seconds, we close this offer or this webinar, this special offer we've made. I can assure you this will be the cheapest it would ever be to make that transformation. So if you're thinking about it, as I said, money is a tool. If you know that this will change your life, invest at this price point and we go. And we always return on investment. Like I said, it's already super subsidized, given that you're getting the 120,000. But more, beyond that, the identity that you now have, like the skill set that you have, you can't quantify or qualify that value. For life, you walk into a new room, increase your network, start your business, grow, and we now become part of the generation of like entrepreneurs, business leaders, professionals. That is the world that we want, not just serving people. You can't serve people by doing a job where we're using our hands, like jobs where you're using your muscle, implementation, you're paid by your time. We want to start to develop our brains. As we get old, it's not sustainable. So don't let money be the hindrance for you not to change your life. And I can tell you, right, I would invest every single time on personal development than anything else. So everybody that knows me know that. And every single time, it has changed my life, literally. Thank you so much, everyone that has joined. We will now bring this to a close. Because of Becky, we would give that 24-hour for anybody thinking about it to think about it. But once 15 people are also done, basically we short this offer, and then you will then need to go pay in full and maybe probably higher price, and all this bonus we talked about today goes away, literally. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. But congratulations again for those of you that have joined us, and I'm super thrilled. Cheers, everyone.
All right, guys. Take care, and we see you guys in class. Bye.